Hey guys, back at it. This is day 294 in my 1 year daily diary challenge. This challenge was prompted after I completed a 100-day challenge, and those first 100 days were intuitively prompted through a meditation session. So if you'd like more information about those first 100 days, please pop back and listen in. If not, let's get right into the day at hand, day 294. So today is a Tuesday, and it is not a school day. So the kids are out of school. They tracked out with North Carolina schools. They do what's called year round. And instead of having a very long break in the summer, they are in school for 9 weeks, and then they get a 3-week break. And there are 4 different schedules, so they call them tracks. And so 4 different schedules, and each schedule has their own break time. So not all of the students are in the school at one time. There's always one track or one schedule that's out, 3 schedules, 3 tracks that are in, and then they kind of, take different break times, and the teachers are always in. Of course, certain teachers do take breaks along with their tracks, but then it provides, just a less time that's down and less time that they're kind of losing the information over a long summer break. So we've really enjoyed that year-round school as we've been here. But yes, the kids are out of school. They have a 3-week break. And so now it's just like I said, somebody said it's like the Twilight Zone, because there's no school, there's no schedule to go to adhere to. And I'm just like, every day is a vacation day where, we're sleeping in late, we're getting to things later than normal. But yeah, they're excited. They've been sleeping in. Today is a Tuesday, so my daughter and I have chiropractor at 12, and then my son has a play date at 2. So that's the only real structure we have of the day. So yeah, got up late, got to my yoga, my grounding, acupressure, vibration plate. I didn't do the sauna again today, so I will be getting to the sauna at some point, which I could always do it over the weekend too. Got my daughter kind of roused, and told her, we had to go to the chiropractor. So we both kind of got in the shower and got dressed and ready to go. We went to the chiropractor and then came home, and my son was still sleeping, so he kind of chilled out here. And then as he woke up after we got back from the chiropractor, told him, when it was time to get ready for his play date, we'd get ready and go. And so just hanging out at the house, getting some dishes done. I'm always continuing the process of going through my stuff and getting things out for the thrift store, and thinking of what I need to pack and what I can pack right now. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself. And so this week I'm going to start bringing all the bins and things that I packed from upstairs, downstairs, kind of situating them in the corner that I have, to see how much is there, if I should pack any more at the moment or not, and just kind of figure it out, because we are renting the van next week for our trip to Florida, and it was intentional to me just renting it to bring stuff down, but my grandmother's now going with us, so she's wanting to bring stuff as well. And while she's splitting the cost of the vehicle, which is great, the intention was for me to bring down more stuff. So we're just going to figure it out and see how much we can fit in there now that there's one more occupied seat and less space for bins and stuff. So I don't want to get too ahead of myself, just because, it's not like it's such a long time from now until the time we move, but still, I don't want to overpack or pre-pack things that we might need to access at some point. So just take it easy and relax. I'm still trying to sell a few things on Marketplace, including dining room chairs and the dining room table. So I decided to sell the whole dining room set. And I've been just really excited about the potential to get tatami furniture. So the low furniture, the Japanese furniture, where you have like these cushions or stools and a very low table. Because I think that's just beautiful, and it's wonderful the way that they live and their mobility. I'm also thinking about getting a tatami bed set. So like the bamboo mats and almost like a futon mattress, and just have it so minimalistic and, movable and mobile. And I'm not one who likes a really soft bed anyway, so I think it'll be a good fit for me. Yeah, and just I love the Japanese culture and the, Asian culture, and how they have these different ways to live. And so, yeah, just trying to sell more stuff and get things purged and cleaned, and kind of getting a packing process thought out in my head. So today, other than the chiropractor, took my son to his friend's house so he can have a play date. After that, I went to the grocery store and just I didn't have a list. I just wandered and got some snacks, got some drinks, got some fresh flowers because I thought I really wanted fresh flowers for a little bit, and I decided to treat myself. Also got some other things that we needed. But as soon as I came home and started to watch my Young Sheldon show, it was this season was almost over. I actually finished the whole season before I went to go pick up my son from his play date. And so my daughter was down hanging out with me, eating some snacks, and I decided let's get into a new anime series. And so there was one that kept catching my eye, and it was called The Apothecary Diaries. And I just get excited when I think about, anything that has to do with medicine, plant medicine, and plants. So we started to watch that, and we got really into it. Then I picked my son up from his play date, and we got home, and he was playing some games with his friends. We're kind of just no structured dinner, just kind of picking at, actually I take that back because I got sushi from the store. So we all had sushi at one point, but it's very chill, very relaxed day. And my daughter went to bed earlier, and then, or actually, I'm forgetting all the things. She fell asleep on the sofa when we were watching our show, and I sent her to bed, and then I wrapped it up and went to bed myself, and my son got ready for bed as well. So it was a late night, a little bit later. To me, 11 o'clock is late. 10 or 10:30, even though that's not so far off from 11, but 10 or 10:30 is usually the time I'm wanting to head to bed with everybody for a school night. So yeah, it was just a lovely day, relaxing day. Got to just be very intentional about a lot of things. And as I was listening to different podcasts and listening to different things I was scrolling on social media, it was just all about that continuous purge and continuous cleanse and continuous manifestation. And I am just continuously following my heart and my intuition on everything. And so through that, somebody I had gone on a date with the weekend I was in Florida, who was also somebody I was doing a consultation with for a coffee shop. They reached out to me because I reached out a few days ago, letting them know that the property that they have, that they wanted to build a coffee shop and bakery, that property is beautiful. It's perfect for something. And I just found out that there was a coffee shop that's opening up right around the corner from them. And I wanted to just give them a heads up without giving them all the information, and just say that, like, this is direct competition to what you're wanting to start, and I don't know if that property is best suited for it. And he was just like, oh, I understand, that's the idea for the coffee shop and bakery was just something that he thought it would be fun, but he doesn't really want to have hands in it. And so I asked him, like, so with that property, do you have any other ideas, or do you have any other passions or things that you would want to put in there? And so we just kind of like had a little bit of a dialogue back and forth about what the possibilities could be for that property, and that he would definitely like to sit down and talk about the potential for a partnership in that property. And that was really exciting. Now, like I said, I had gone on a date with him, a coffee date, and we had met on Hinge, on the dating app. But obviously, I didn't really feel a spark when we went out. It was more like-minded person talking about spirituality and talking about, business. So he let me know that he met somebody else and that he really had a spark and connection with, and that he was going to pursue an exclusive relationship with them. And I was just like, not offended, not hurt, not anything. I was just more excited. Like I was like, yes, I'm so happy for you. Thank you for letting me know, obviously, because, we never spoke about how we felt after the date, kind of thing. And then, just continue to have a connection because we're like-minded people, and we are having this, business venture, potential. And so that was just a really lovely thing to have happen. And it's happened a number of times. It's funny, in Florida, that I've connected with people on the dating app. We've gone out, and the spark or the connection, like that instant, was not there. And then to both of us, or one of us, come to the conclusion like, hey, I didn't really feel that spark. I'd really like to be friends with you because you're a really cool person, and not have it be like weird or anything. I am just like happy that I have friends and people to connect with, who can assist me in, like, when I move down, finding the spaces and places that have the services and things that I am looking at. So yeah, that was like something that happened throughout the day, which is really kind of funny. Now I did say, I think yesterday, that I did delete my dating app. So I put my profile on pause and I deleted it completely from my phone. And I was like, I'm not going to entertain or engage with that right now because it just feels right to do that. But I did have some people that were in my text thread who I had connected with outside of the app. And some of them I did give the, thank you so much message. And some of them I didn't, because it's like, if you connect with me and we're talking and sharing, deep parts of us, and then all of a sudden you completely like stop communication, and I continue to reach out like, hey, how's your day? Like, just checking in, and I get like one or two words, then that kind of gives me an inkling to like what it is that, like, what bucket I'm in. So also somebody on social media was like, men have 3 buckets, and it's like wifey material. The middle bucket is like something that's like, you are entertaining this person because you are attracted to them physically and you want that physical relationship, and you'll go and do effort, but then you'll back off. And then there's the third bucket, which is like, you just want them kind of like on the back burner just in case. And so minimal effort is put out for those. Whether it's 100% fact or not, I do feel like that is true. And in some cases, it's like, I can feel that if I'm on the back burner for somebody, and I would much rather have them say respectfully, I'm not 100% into this relationship. I have somebody else, or I'm entertaining multiple people, or whatever it might be, and just have somebody be truthful. So I just, like I said, I was going through my phone, going through my contacts, going through my social contacts, and kind of like deleting and maybe messaging people and saying like, hey, I know we connected, but this is where I'm at, respectfully. So I do have, no, I still don't have a little cute nickname for him, but it's my new Florida guy. He's really, really, really sweet. He works at a nonprofit. And we connected really well, and we've had conversations over 3 hours at a time. And, I am just going to continue to engage in that relationship because I feel like it's, it feels right. And when I get down there, for vacation, I'll be able to meet in person and do a in-person vibe check and see how things go. And, but if anybody else kind of pops up where it's, just these random people who are in there who were messaging me and then dropped off the face of the earth, come back, then I always, if somebody's number isn't in my phone and they text me, I'm just like, hey, who's this? And they can either respond with who it is, or they can be offended and not respond at all, but that's up to them. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm just in the purging mode. Purge, get everything out, all the physical things, all the emotional things, all the people, places, things, everything. So like I said too, that I have been trying to remove labels. And actually last night I had this dream about... It wasn't a scary dream. It was more like a vision as I was doing my manifestations, getting ready for bed, thinking about the labels and thinking about, and this is really interesting. So please take what resonates and leave what doesn't, till death do us part. And I don't know that I was really thinking about marriage. I was thinking about actually people who have popped up into my, on social media, on TikTok, you can see who's reviewed your profile. Now, I am not active on TikTok. I'm not a TikTok scroller, but I have a professional and personal account on there just because. And every once in a while, it'll send me a notification this person viewed your profile. So one person who was in my past reviewed my profile, and it was brought to my awareness, this person. And as I'm thinking about that person and thinking about how much I've grown since I last connected with that person, thinking about all of my label releases and how sad or compassionate I am about that person, that they still were very heavily married to their labels. And as I'm thinking this through, I'm thinking, well, married to your labels till death do you part. How much do you care about your labels? And then I started to think about it and think about it and think about it and think about if somebody was holding a gun to your head and they were arguing with you and they were going through every single layer of a label you had, would it matter? Would it be something that you would hold on to, or would you release it and let it go? So labels as far as your ethnicity, your background. So if somebody's you're white, you're black, you're Asian, you're Indian, if they were arguing with you about your ethnicity, and I can't, my tongue is still not wanting to work with that word. But if somebody were holding a gun to your head and asking you about those things, would you care to hold on to your background label, or would you let it go? Would you not care? Would you prefer your life over a label? And then I was thinking about the next labels too, like female, male. Would you care about your label, or like whatever label you put on your gender? Would you care that much to die over it? Would you care if somebody was labeling you a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a wife, a husband, like anything like that? Then you can go into labels like, you're a cripple, or you have cancer, or the infirmities that we have. And so I just kept thinking about each layer of labels that we hold on to in this life, that we are so married to, that we are so attached to, that we are an empath, or we are a narcissist, or we are a victim, or we are this, or we are that. Are you married to your labels so deeply that you would hold fast to them to death do you part? Or are you just you? Are you just energy? Are you just, like I said, just you, not even your name? Are you attached to your name? Are you attached? And so I was going through these in my head because of this person that came up in my thoughts. And I was like, I am not attached to labels anymore. I have been doing a heavy release of labels. And the one label that is really hard for me to release is mother. Like, I have children that are younger, that are not adult children. They are the most important thing in my life, and I would go out of my way to protect them and to be their mother and to be the guard dog, the big bear, mama bear kind of thing. And so for me, I can release every single label in my head, or that has been attached to me. I can release anything, but that is really hard. So now that was brought to my awareness, and now I'm able to figure out, like the Bible and like the story of, sacrificing his son, and he did everything all the way up until the last minute to saying, yes, I will do it. And then because of his faith, there was another sacrifice that was available, and he didn't have to sacrifice his son. But for me to think about doing that is really hard. And so I have to figure out how to release that label, how to allow myself to be in a position of sacrifice for anything. And I think, like I said, it was a little sadness and compassion that I felt towards this person who came up into my awareness, that they, like the last time I interacted with them, they were so heavy in labels that they were not allowing their best to come through. They were blocking a lot of greatness. They were blocking a lot of abundance. They were blocking a lot of blessings by holding on to labels so very tightly. And I just prayed a blessing over them that, I pray and hope and feel that if they do have anything come to them, that it would be the release of labels, because it's just such a blessing to have that release. So yeah, I was just thinking about that, like, till death do you part. Do you really want to hold on to all these things? Do you really want to say, I am a cancer patient? Like, you can say things, but then to hold on so dearly to it, and it's your identity and it's your label and it's like your name tag. Like, if somebody looks at your shirt and sees a name tag that just says your name, okay, it's just your name. But what if your chest is covered with name tags of labels that you've created for yourself, or labels that other people have created for you that you're holding on to? And like I said, these can be labels that other people have created. So negative, positive, anything? Are you holding on to labels till death do you part? Or are you releasing those labels, whether they're good or bad, and allowing yourself just to be you, just to be energy, just to be in flow state? So that's kind of all of my stuff that happened last night as I was going to sleep, just thinking about those label releases and releasing them, and continuously just saying, I am me. I am energy. I am in flow state. And there are no labels attached to me. As I move through my day, I can experience different things as me, as this entity. And if I'm going to put those lenses of labels on, I'm going to experience it differently, not as openly. I can experience it through the lens of a mother. I can experience it through the lens of a victim. I can experience it through the lens of, and so a female, a male, like I can put on so many different lenses, but would I die over it? No, I would not. I will release all labels, and they don't have a hold on me, and I don't have a hold on them. And it was just a freeing, amazing experience that I went through last night. So, so this is a really, really long episode just for one day, but it was a really chill, not a lot going on day. And it was a vacation day, so we really did chill. And I was able to go through that day and experience something really amazing at night before I went to sleep, just because somebody came across my path that used to be attached to me. And that's, again, like they popped up in my view, and it said, this person looked at your profile, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. It didn't trigger me. I didn't have any weird feelings. I didn't get like any icks in my stomach. Like I didn't block them. I didn't look at their profile. It was just like it triggered this remembrance of this person in me enough that all of that was a blessing to me, to go through that process of thinking about the labels and thinking about letting them go. And so sometimes those triggers or those people that come back up into your awareness are there to just kind of like shake out something that you're holding on to. And so I'm blessed that happened, and I'm going to continue to move forward and realize and work through releasing labels and releasing those things. Not that I'm giving it up, because obviously I'm still a female. I'm still a single mom. I still went through a lot of shit and trauma, and I am still like a daughter and a granddaughter, and like I was still married and divorced, and I still have kids, and I'm a mom, and I still have labels, but I am not committed to holding on to them till death. They are not what defines me. I am just me, and I am moving through life as such. So that's that. But thank you guys so much for being here, for listening in and supporting me that way. Like, share, subscribe, comment if you like. If not, that's fine. And take what resonates. Please, just if something doesn't resonate with you and you're not feeling it, just, leave it here. You don't need to take it with you. And as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. Peace.